Hey everybody, alright, in this video let's talk some Star Wars, okay? So, man, for like the past few days it's been major drama with Lucasfilm, and if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know I'm very positive when it comes to Star Wars. Disney, I really think Disney has done a good job with the movies that they have released. I loved The Last Jedi. I know I'll probably get a lot of heat for that, but I did love that movie. Not a perfect movie, but I loved it. I liked Solo. I've liked Force Awakens, Rogue One. The movies have been good in my opinion. But this news that has come out recently about Benioff and Weiss, and they're them walking away or getting fired or whatever from their trilogy that they were supposed to write, is worrisome to me. Okay, now I'm not so much worried that Benioff and Weiss isn't going to be connected to Star Wars anymore. You know, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but a lot of my friends do, and really nobody liked the last season of Game of Thrones. Season 8 of Game of Thrones is like possibly the most universally hated thing in like nerd culture that I can think of in recent memory. Like even Last Jedi, as much heat as that movie has gotten, it's a divided fan base. There's people who love that movie, right? And there's people that hate that movie, but it's divided. I think we can all agree on that. Season 8 for Game of Thrones was just hated. It was essentially the first draft of the Sonic CGI. It was the same thing. It's like just everyone hated it. We were all on the same page. So I'm not necessarily sad that Benioff and Weiss are leaving Star Wars because, again, Season 8 wasn't that great. But what it signals to me is an ongoing problem with Lucasfilm, and more specifically Kathleen Kennedy. Now, I do want to say I do like Kathleen Kennedy. Like I said, I think the movies on her watch have been good. But you can't bury your head in the sand and pretend there's not a problem. I mean, it's very strange that on her watch, they've gone through Lord and Miller, Josh Trank, they brought in Tony Gilroy, for Rogue One. Now they lost Benioff and Weiss. And early on, before Force Awakens, a lot of people forget that Michael Arndt, he was, I think, a writer for Toy Story, was also let go or left or whatever for his work on The Force Awakens. So that's another creative that left and walked away. So there's a problem here. Okay, there's definitely a problem here, and I don't know if it's a vetting problem. Like, is Kathleen Kennedy not vetting the talent thoroughly enough and getting on the same page before she hires them? Is she just a micromanager where once they get into it, she gets real particular and wants these people out? I don't know what it is. I really don't, but it's worrisome to me. No other studio under Disney has this problem. You don't see Pixar going through director after director after director. You don't see Marvel going through directors like this. Yes, there are examples of those kind of situations happening at those studios, but they're far and few between. Marvel has made like 22, 23 films under Disney, and I think they've only had that problem like maybe twice, right? Pixar has made a lot of movies under Disney, and the only thing I can really think of is director drama with like Brave, and I think they had some issues with Good Dinosaur. That's it. Okay, Lucasfilm has made 4 movies, and they've gone through even more directors. That's not normal. Now, I will say this. I do respect and admire Kathleen Kennedy's dedication to quality. Okay, I do like the idea that she's a leader that can go in there and say, hey, look, you know what? I don't care about PR. It's not the quality that I want from this movie. So you know what? We're gonna cut it, and we're gonna cut our losses, and we're gonna do it right. I like that. That's a sign of a good leader. Right? I like that. She puts the quality of the product over what the optics are. The problem, though, is that this is happening far too often. Every single movie to come out of Lucasfilm has this problem. Something needs to be done. I'm not saying Kathleen Kennedy should be fired. I don't think that's the case, because I do think Kathleen Kennedy is a brilliant producer. but there needs to the structure at Lucasfilm needs to change, or the vetting process of the talent, or I don't know what. I really don't know what, but obviously there is a problem. Okay, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. There's a whole lot of smoke, guys. There's a whole lot of smoke, so something needs to be done. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation with Lucasfilm? You know, Star Wars is near and dear to my heart. I love this franchise. I want the best for it. And it just saddens me that we're like just you know, a month and a half away or so from Rise of Skywalker, and here we are again talking about writers that have left a project, or what. It's depressing. It needs to stop. Something needs to, there needs to be a change up at Lucasfilm on how they work on these projects. But what are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.